YouTube friends, hello and welcome. I am Kat Meffan, your yoga teacher for today, and today we are doing a summer-inspired vinyasa. So it's going to be a little bit heated, a little bit spicy, celebrating that summer solstice, but absolutely doing this any time of the year when you want to bring that energy of the sun into your body and into your energy field. So you may want a block for the beginning part of this practice, one of the drills we're doing. It will kind of make it a little bit more challenging, but you can do it absolutely without the block anyway. And we are going to get started sat down. So grab everything you need. In case you're new here, I'm the founder of an app called the Soul Sanctuary. It's an incredible app with over 1,000 practices. So if you enjoy this, make sure you check it out in the description. There's a free trial and everything. Or you could join me on a real life in-person retreat because I do those quite a few times a year. So anyway, I'll talk to you more about that at the end. Let's get on into it. So either you could be sat on your block to begin with, or you can just put your block down by the side. And we'll take palms of the hands facing upwards, closing down the eyes. So arriving in the breath here. Nothing to fix, nothing to force, just being aware of how you feel. What's your body telling you? What's your breath telling you? Asking, how do I feel today? How do I feel today? And maybe you want to set your sankalpa, your intention for the practice. What is it that you're offering to the space today, to your practice? And then letting that intention just go, let it fly off. Knowing and trusting that we'll come back to that intention as and when we need to. But for right now, coming back to settle on your breath. So just noticing the rise and fall of the chest, of the belly. And then we're going to open our practice by bringing that heat in through our pranayama with our breath of fire. We're going to take 3 rounds of 50 pumping breaths, and we'll do a breath retention between each round. Now, of course, if you're somebody that gets lightheaded or dizzy or anything like that, or you're pregnant, just don't do this breath and just find a beautiful inhale and exhale. Those of you joining me, when you're ready, and we'll begin. Retain the breath on the exhale. Whenever you're ready, breathing in. Let that breath go. And then round 2. Breath hold. Breathing in when you're ready. And letting it go. Last round. Breath hold. Breathing in when you're ready. And letting it go. Take an inhale as you reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Interlace the hands here and start to take some big circles all the way through the torso. Opening the chest, opening through the back body, the side body. And going the other way. And then releasing the arms down through center. Rolling over to all fours. Having a little moment just to move through your cat-cow or anything that feels really lovely and expansive here. So it can be big circles, it can be waves going forwards and backwards. Beautiful. You're going to grab your block now, and this is a part you can do with or without the block, but the block's going to make it a bit more challenging. You're going to place the block underneath the right, the left shin/knee, and your right leg's going out behind you. Now with this the left foot is hovering off the ground. You're going to pivot it out slightly, so you've got kind of on the diagonal of the block. And then you're going to open your right hip, lift that right leg. And you're going to see if you can reach your right arm up and over by the ear. Oh yes, feeling into all of those wobbles. Let's take an inhale here. Exhale, drawing elbow to knee. Inhale. Exhale it in for 2. Taking it out. In for 3. Reaching out. Exhaling it, touching for 4. Last one. For 5, holding here if you can. So holding that elbow to knee. And then placing that right foot down at the back of the mat. You're going to see if you can lift your left leg off the block, your left knee off the block. And you're going to lift it and hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now place that left foot all the way down to the mat. Right hand comes down, shuffle your block across, and now you're placing the right leg onto the block, and we're taking that to the other side. So just a little drill, a little bit of early spice, opening through that left hip. You're going to reach the left arm all the way up. Take an inhale here. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach it out. Exhale for 2. Inhale. Exhale for 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Beautiful. Just hold it, elbow to knee if you can. And then reach it all the way out. Left foot comes down. You're going to see if you can lift that right knee off the block and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This time you're just pivoting straight round to a plank position, and then wave yourself all the way back to a downward facing dog, and you can just move that block out of the way. Spending a couple of breaths in your downward facing dog, whether that's pedaling out through the feet, shaking, nodding the head, swishing the hips, just taking what you need here. One more breath. On your next inhale, step or float the feet to the hands, lift the chest, create space. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep those arms high up to the sky. Exhale, the hands down through the heart space, release them down. We're going to take 2 Surya Namaskar A's and B's. Might add a little bit of spiciness in as we go. So let's go. Take an inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, create space. Exhale, place the hands, step or float back, lowering down chaturanga or the knees. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog.
In your downward facing dog, every time the opportunity for this turbo dog, where we kind of come halfway between downward facing dog and dolphin. So you've got those bent arms, elbows drawing together, holding here. You've got 3 more breaths. Beautiful, well done. Starting to lengthen the arms. When you're ready, step, float, jump, dance your way to the top of the mat, lift the chest, find the space. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms high up to the sky. Exhale the hands down through the heart space. We go again. Inhale, take those arms up. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, create space. Exhale, place the hands, step or float back, lowering down chaturanga or the knees. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Here again, that opportunity for a little turbo dog. Remember, you don't have to take this. This is just an option for these sun A's. Working the strength into those triceps. 2 more breaths. Lengthening the arms. And when you're ready, step, float, jump the feet to the top of the mat, lift the chest, create space, exhale and fold. Inhale, sweep the arms high up to the sky. Exhale the hands down through the heart space. Now we hinge at the hips, bend the knees, Utkatasana, Surya Namaskar B. So holding here. Let's take an extra breath here. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, create space. Exhale, place the hands, step or float back, lowering down chaturanga or the knees. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot steps through. Warrior 1, reaching those arms up. Exhale, hands straight back down, step it back and flow through. Inhale, left foot steps through between the hands. Warrior 1, reach those arms high. Exhale, frame the foot, step it back, and flow through. Landing back in your downward facing dog. Now from here, this time you're going to sweep the right leg up to the sky, open that hip, option to bend the top knee and take some really big, slow and controlled hip circles. So we're just going to do the right leg on this time, on this side, and then on the next Surya Namaskar B, then we'll do the left. So you can keep these really lovely, slow and controlled. One more breath to explore those circles. Placing the right foot down. On your next inhale, step or float, feet to the top of the mat, lift the chest, find the space. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up, Utkatasana. Extra breath, holding here. Inhale. Exhale, straight back down to the fold. Inhale, create space. Exhale, place the hands, step or float back, lowering down. Upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot steps through, reach those arms up. Exhale, frame the foot, step it back, flow through. Back to the downward facing dog. Left side, warrior 1. Find the heat now as we start to get really fluid here. Hands back down, step it back, flow through. Back to that downward facing dog. Left leg this time rises up, opening that hip, option to bend that top leg. Really slow and controlled hip circles. And then planting that left foot back down. When you're ready, on your inhale, step or float, feet to the top of the mat, lift the chest, find the space. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Utkatasana. Holding here for that extra breath. And then come all the way up to standing. Roll those shoulders back, just ground into Tadasana. Find that connection with the breath. Now we're going to come back to the Utkatasana just for a moment. So option to come up onto the toes in your Utkatasana. Hinge at the hips, bend the knees, sweep the arms up. Rise up to the toes. Holding here, can you pulse the hips down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Staying deep in that Utkatasana, staying on the toes if you can. 2 more breaths. And then lowering down into a fold. Lift the chest, find some space. Exhale, place the hands down. Step back about 2 feet's worth and take 5 bunny hops. On your 5th one, you can jump back to your plank position and flow through. So 5 bunny hops. On your 5th one, landing back in that plank position and flow your way through. From here, we are taking an inhale, sweeping right leg up to the sky, right knee to right elbow. Take it across to the left, back to the right knee to the nose, step through between the hands. Now power lunge, stay low here with the chest, reach the arms back, and you can take an interlace with the hands here, drawing the shoulders, like you're opening the shoulders, but the chest is low. Maybe you come up onto the toes of that front foot. Keep breathing here, strong through the foundations, feel the heat rising. Now, keep the legs as they are, release the hands. Can you sweep the hands all the way down? Fingertips maybe graze the floor. Arms out in front, Kali Mudra with the hands, push off. Warrior 3. Keeping those hips square. Hands can be at the heart space if that feels more comfortable. Now, fingertips can either go down to the ground for a standing split or both hands coming onto that right calf as you reach your left leg up to the sky. Your drishti is everything here. Finding a super strong gaze. And then from this standing split, we are lifting all the way up to standing. Left knee coming into the chest. Left 2 peace fingers of the left hand, obviously. Coming to the toes of the left foot. Taking that left leg out long. If you've got a strap, you can use your strap. If not, you can just hold the knee. Crown of the head reaching up to the sky here, growing tall to the sun. Fighting with that balance if it's being challenged. Like for me, apparently it is today. And then we're going to open left leg out to the left side. Gaze goes over to the right. Your right hand can be on the right hip. Okay, then from here, you're going to cross this left ankle onto the top of the right knee and get down low here, hands to the heart space. Now, either you can just hold here or you're going to open up for a twist. So you can bring could be kind of near your elbow, either above or below to the left foot as you open out. And you can always have your left hand onto your block here for a little bit of extra support. So your right arm's up to the sky, we're in a twist. Now, I am going to offer the option of your dragonfly arm balance, should you want to take it. You absolutely don't have to, but if you are going to, you're going to get deeper into this twist. So the left foot is coming onto the left upper arm. Your right hand is coming down to the earth. You are leaning forwards. Lean. Keep it leaning, and then maybe that right foot comes off the ground and opens out to the top of the mat. If you are still in that figure 4 standing, just embrace being there because that is powerful enough. If you are in your grasshopper, did I call it dragonfly? I meant to call it grasshopper, I do apologize. If you're in your grasshopper, you are unraveling everybody. Place the hands down. Take left foot all the way back, right foot all the way back. Meet in your plank position, holding here. pushing that space between the shoulder blades up to the sky. Another inhale. Exhale, flow your way through. You're amazing. Take it all the way back to that downward facing dog. Okay, so you are going to come down, if you would like to your dolphin. And we're going to walk those feet in as far as we can in dolphin. Spicy in the shoulders. Inhale, rising up to the toes, taking the weight through the shoulders. Exhale, drawing the heels maybe down towards the earth. Inhale up to the toes. Exhale down towards the earth. Inhale up, holding here. Push the ground away from you. Push, 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 but keep breathing. And then heels coming down. Push yourself all the way back up to the downward facing dog. You can step those feet back out to wherever they need to be in your downward facing dog. And we're going to take that whole sequence to the other side. So left leg rises. Left knee to left elbow. Across to the right. Back to the left. Knee to nose. Plant the left foot down. Stay low with the chest, remember. Really nice and solid and low with the chest. Reach the arms back. Interlace those arms, those hands behind you. So the chest is low, but the heart space is open. Option to come onto the ball of the left foot. Holding the power here. And then releasing those hands, sweeping the hands down. Maybe they sweep past your mat, reach the arms out in front. Kali Mudra with the hands, push it forwards. Warrior 3. Hips are square here. Super strong breath. And then either your hands can come down to the earth or both hands wrapping around that left supporting leg, right leg, rising up to the sky. And then starting to think about lifting yourself all the way up to standing. Right knee comes into the chest. And then 2 peace fingers around the right big toe. Reach that right leg out long. Out in front of you, left hand to the hip. Lock on with that gaze. Feel that steady grounding. There's something, for me personally, that feels super grounding about this pose. I think it's always a nice one to come to mid-intense flow. Opening that right leg out to the right side. And then head option to the left. And then slowly bringing that right ankle onto the left knee. Lowering it down for that balanced figure 4. And then we're taking the twist here. So it's your right, if you want to, so it's your right arm coming over, left arm reaching up. Now remember, we're holding here first. We're not rushing into that grasshopper. So just holding here, and I know, makes it harder because we're building the intensity. And then if you would like to take that grasshopper, you're going to have to get lower. So the right foot is to the right upper arm. Left hand comes down. Now really think about going forwards here with the body, using counterweight as your best friend. Maybe that left leg goes all the way out. If you're in the arm balance, slowly coming all the way back. Everybody back through the figure 4 and then unravel. Hands plant down. Right foot steps back. Then the left foot, and we hold this plank position. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale 2. And then exhale, flow your way through. meeting back in that downward facing dog. Lowering down to dolphin. So a couple of options here. Either you are going to have this opportunity to take Pincha Mayurasana, so your forearm stand, if that's in your practice. If not, you're going to walk your feet all the way out to a low plank. You're going to dip the hips to the right, to the left, and then walk the feet in again. And you're going to do that 2 more times if you're not taking an arm balance. So walking the feet out, dip hip to the right, to the left, walk the feet in. 1 more time, walk the feet out, dip hips to the right, to the left, and then everybody landing back in your dolphin. So if you're in pincha, maybe you want to come down and take child's pose. Of course, child's pose is an option always for everybody. If you're feeling good in your dolphin, just holding here. And then pushing all the way back up through to that downward facing dog. Final little bit of a push here. You're going to sweep your right leg up to the sky. Right knee to right elbow. And then bring the right knee across to the left. Open it into the Vashisthasana with the bottom leg lifted. So left arm's coming off. Left arm's coming off. And if you want to, you can reach your right leg straight and bent. Straight, bent. 3, 4, 5. Come all the way back through plank. Flow through. Back to the downward facing dog. Left leg rises. Left knee to the left elbow. Across to the right. And then pick up that right arm. Option here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pivot back around. Flow through. Woo! Taking it all the way back to your downward facing dog or your child's pose, or you can just sit and find a kneeling position. And we're going to take 5 lovely long breaths just to arrive back in a calmer breath here. Feeling and recognizing the heat that you've built so far, the energy that you've cultivated. Beautiful. So we're going to get ourselves down to seated. You can obviously just get yourself to seated however you want. If you would like to take your jump through, you're going to bring yourself back to the downward facing dog. And when you're ready, jump and bring it all the way through. Now, we're going to bring the left leg underneath, right knee on top. So both knees bent. We're going to take Gomukhasana, but slightly differently with the arms, because I want to give us a little bit of tricep love here. So I've got my right leg on top, and you can always have the bottom leg straight if you want. Now you're going to take your left arm up, left hand coming down the spine. Your right hand is coming onto that left elbow. And so to begin with here, you're going to stay upright, and you're just going to draw that beautiful, lovely tricep stretch. And then you can release the arms, keep the legs as they are, and now come into a forward fold. And then slowly Lifting all the way up. Now, a couple of options as to how you get to the other side. Option number one, you just lean back, switch over the legs. Or option number two, you bring your hands around to the left and then you push all the way up and you do the twizzle around so the other leg stays in front. Or, for my inversion lovers out there, you can take a tripod headstand. So you push forwards into tripod headstand and then cross the legs the other way in the air and land back down on your mat. And remember, taking whichever one you would like to, but ultimately landing back wherever you have, whatever journey you took to get here with your left leg on top. And now we're taking the right arm up and over, opening through that right arm to begin with. And then releasing the arms and coming into the forward fold here. One more breath here. And then pushing all the way up, you're going to lean back, unravel the legs, find Navasana. Now, either you're going to hold your Navasana, or with me, you're going to take 5 lowers to hover in that dish position, bringing yourself back to the Navasana. Lowering for 1, lift. 2, lift. 3, lift. 4, lift. 5, lift. Optional self-love hug or flow through. Jump it back. Taking it all the way back to your downward facing dog. And when you're ready, jumping yourself all the way through again. Taking the legs out long in front of you. Inhale, find the length here through the spine, Paschimottanasana, as you exhale and fold over both legs. Reaching the crown of the head towards the feet. So trying to stay really lovely and elongated through the spine, active through the legs. On an inhale, lifting all the way up, leaning back, finding your Navasana. This time, we're lowering the upper body down to the earth. Can you keep those legs in that 90-degree position? And you're going to reach the arms up, and you're going to take your left leg down as your right arm goes back, okay? And your leg and your arm are going to hover. So left and right, and then bring it up, and you switch sides. Right leg, left arm, bring it up. So we're doing a few of these, going on each side. Amazing. One more on each side. So left leg, right arm, right leg, left arm. From here, can you kind of find momentum to bring you to the Navasana, optional self-love hug, or flow through? Back to that downward facing dog. And you're just going to slowly drop down to the knees here. So offering you an option as to where you want to be for your little inversion finisher. I'm going to be taking an interlace headstand. You could take shoulder stand sequence if you prefer that in your practice. You could take a supported bridge. You could take legs up the wall. You can come to an early Shavasana if you want to, okay? So just spending a little moment here, about 10 breaths or so, exploring where you want to be as we begin the closure of the practice. If you're taking an inversion, having a few more breaths, and then settling yourself into a child's pose. If you are in a shoulder stand, finding that counter pose that's going to feel right for you. If you're already down on your back, just embracing being there. And slowly everybody starting to make their way down onto your back. And we'll take a supine twist here together. So taking the knees over to the left, head over to the right. Any variation with the legs that feels good for you here. Grounding those shoulders down into earth. Noticing how the heat starts to almost kind of like on the surface level, the physical level, the heat starts to fade away as we slow things down. But where can you bring your awareness to that inner fire? So when we think about the sun, the heat, it's an inner fire. And so how can we stay with that even as the physical warmth maybe starts to dissolve from the body? How can we take that inner fire off the mat today? A couple more breaths on this side. And slowly coming through center. And taking that twist to the other side. So knees to the right, head to the left. Any leg variation that feels good for you here. Grounding through the shoulders once again. Taking a couple more breaths here. And then slowly unraveling, taking any final movements that you desire before we drop down into our Shavasana. Trusting and knowing that this Shavasana, every Shavasana, the most important part of any asana practice, these moments to pause, reflect, just to be. So when you arrive in your Shavasana, taking one big, beautiful releasing breath in through the nose, relaxing the jaw as you exhale. Witnessing your body being held by the earth, illuminated by the heat of the sun. And that may not be direct, but that visualization of the heat within us, that warmth from the sun. And using this time potentially, if you'd like to, for a little body scan as you rest and restore here for a couple of minutes. Deepening your awareness to your breath now. And maybe bringing some gentle movement back into the fingers, the toes, circling the ankles and the wrists. And whenever you're ready, you can make that movement a little bigger, taking a stretch, rolling over to one side, and gradually, really gradually, making your way up to a comfortable seated position. And when you get there, just keeping those eyes closed. And just resting the hands down on the lap or on your legs. And before we close our practice, just like to read you a little poem I wrote. Divine illumination, the life force energy. May you be the nurturer of vitality both within me and around me, bringing warmth and purpose to my days. I reach to you to be a way shower for my sense of power, helping me ascend with love and passion, embracing the shining light my soul has to offer. Just like you, I will rise each day, and I will choose to share my sparkle with the world. Thank you, thank you, thank you, sun. Let's take a nice big inhale, sweep the arms up over the head. Palms come together, exhale the hands down through center. Then place one hand on top of the other on the heart space. And we'll close our practice with an Om and a releasing breath. Inhale. Om. Thank you all so much. I so hope that you enjoyed this practice. Like I mentioned at the start, if you enjoyed practicing with me, please do come and check out my platform, my app. It's epic. There's over 1,000 practices. It's not just yoga. We have got Pilates as well. We've got, all the good stuff. I don't want to just bore you with it. Just come on over, get a free trial, get involved. You will not regret it. And then about retreats, I always forget to talk about the fact that I run retreats. So if you practice with me here, I have met so many people on my retreats through the power of YouTube, and it just is so incredible. So obviously it depends when you are watching this, but from the point of when this practice went live on YouTube in 2026, I have got 2 spaces left on my Portugal retreat in September, 3 spaces left on my yoga and surf retreat in Sri Lanka in December, and I'm about to announce the 2027 retreat. So I'm going to put a link to my newsletter and to my Instagram and everything in the description. So if you want to know about retreats, you need to be over there because I always forget to talk about them on YouTube. Anyway, thank you so much for being here, for sharing your time, your energy, your passion, and your sparkly sunness with me. Just sending love to you, sending love to everyone for the summer solstice. Bye-bye.